Has this ever happened to you? You are playing the greatest mobile game ever conceived, Fate Grand Order, you're enjoying the event, you're reading up on some good lore from the servants, you're getting yourself a lot of nice materials, but then the event ends, and then there's a couple of days where there's nothing going on, or maybe it's the infamous Dead Week, a whole week of a whole net zero content going on either version of the game. Well, do not worry, because your boy ZTL is here to give you guys a couple of suggestions on things that you could do when there is no content going on in the game. I know, no need to thank me, this is just kind of what I do. I've thought of 5 very fun and interesting things that will help you get through some of these trying times in FGO. And don't worry, there's no need to thank me for going through all the heavy lifting of finding fun things to do when FGO is going through a dead period. I will simply take a like on the video and a subscription to the channel. But with that being said, let's start moving into some of my suggestions. So first and foremost, the most obvious thing you could be doing when you're in a dead period in FGO is go farm your dailies. I know that you are sitting there with 6 million QP in your account right now, complaining that you cannot level up your skills. You can't even ascend your servants because you are just that down bad on QP. Well, don't worry. If you've got a whole week worth of no content coming your way, you can at least just log into FGO, go run the QP daily at least 3 times, and over the course of the week you won't get a whole lot of QP, but you'll have more than when you started the week out at. Or maybe you got a really good servant that you need to go level up, but you're just being a bit lazy about doing that. Go farm some EXP card dailies. Level up some of those servants. Hey, try out that Diarmid after he gets his buff. I hear he can actually do a little bit of damage now. And if you're a real absolute psychopath, instead of doing either of those, you can actually go to the class dailies and farm yourself some monuments, some statues, some cookies if you really need that for some of your skills, because for some reason you haven't been farming lotteries and you just already don't have enough of those laying around in your box as is. Then make sure you run on over to the dailies and you get those done. Obviously, this is not the most fun thing to do on the planet, but hey, at least we can all agree that it is legitimate, honest work. My next suggestion is going to be a very hard one for some of the viewers in my audience, especially if you're some of those people that actually play Yu-Gi-Oh, but you're going to have to do a little bit of reading. Consider go reading up on some of the story chapters that you might have skipped, because I know you guys exist. I know you go into an event and immediately start clicking skip on all of the nodes because you just want to get to the farming. Or when a new story chapter comes out, you may act like you're very excited to get into like the nitty-gritty plot, but I know as soon as Lost Belt 6 comes out, at least half of you watching this video are going to immediately start clicking on that skip button because you just want to get to the farming, you just want to get your Sanquarts, and realistically, you just want to pull for Morgan or whoever else is going to be out at the time. We know that Lisengel is prone to just throw random banners our way, so who knows who else they might throw our way at that point. Then again, if you're summoning for anybody else that's not Morgan at that point, you are just a legitimate fool. But hey, try it out. I've already done a tier list ranking some of the story in FGO, and I gotta say, it's pretty good. Maybe if you haven't read one of these chapters in a good couple of years, I mean, we do have like a 6-year-old game over here on the NA version of the game, consider even going back and reading some of those older events. Maybe there's some lore you've forgotten. Maybe one of your favorite characters is going back on Raid Up and you're like, hey man, they got a new interlude. I wonder if this coincides with anything else that happened in the game. Take yourself from a YouTube comment lore scrub and evolve yourself into a Reddit lore master and go actually read the story in FGO. The next suggestion would be to just get off the app of FGO entirely and go try another gacha game. The market is absolutely flooded with really good options. I would recommend something like Princess Connect, but unfortunately Crunchyroll can't advertise for the game to save their lives. So instead, if you want a couple of suggestions from me, consider trying out something like Arknights or the new Honkai Star Rail game. They are actually pretty fun in my opinion. Especially because I don't play them as hard as I do FGO, I can still get a lot of fun out of them without completely burning myself out, and it's a very fun thing to kind of get invested in when FGO has absolutely nothing going on. Especially if you do like the story of FGO and you kind of like a more gritty version of that, consider playing Arknights because it has that story in spades as well. Just consider that the cutscenes are quite a significant bit longer. So if you were struggling with the last step of reading the story, then maybe Arknights is not for you. But if you just want to have some FGO-like combat and you basically want to play Genshin Impact number 2, then consider giving the Honkai Star Rail game a try. It just came out. It's a very good time to kind of dip your feet into the game and see if you'll enjoy it. Plus, what are you going to do anyway? Because FGO is not really doing anything if you're watching this during a dead period. But let's say you don't actually want to leave the app of FGO. You're going through a dead period on the app, but you actually don't want to migrate to another game. FGO is your one and only beloved, and you refuse to absolutely cheat on them. Well, if you're one of these people, then consider donating your life savings to FGO and roll on the story gacha. Not because there's a particular servant that you want, but do it more as an offering to the gods of FGOs themselves, so that maybe when the servant that you actually want comes out, you'll be blessed with even better luck. Who knows, maybe you'll get lucky, maybe you'll pull a Waver, a Tamamo, even an Ozymandias. Maybe that NP1 Bedivere that you've had for the last 3 years will finally become NP2. Because really, any pull on the story gacha could really just be anything. Raid Up, we really don't believe in that, because that can only really be one servant, the servant on Raid Up, but the story gacha is functionally limitless potential. You could get any one of these servants. And so I say, if you want to stay on the app of FGO and you don't want to migrate to anything else, consider doing your weekly tithe to the FGO gods and spend your entire life savings on the story gacha. But finally, if none of this is absolutely doing it for you and you really need something freaky to get you through a dead week or a dead period in FGO, then I just have one emergency option for you. It's going to be a little bit dangerous, but this is only for those people that are real freaks, and none of the other suggestions are quite doing it for them. You may have to actually go outside. Now, I know that's very, very scary. The outside world, there's other people. You might have to actually take a shower, and worst of all, you may accidentally touch some grass or see an IRL woman. It's okay. I think you can do it. If I believe in you, then you can definitely go outside and find something to do during one of these FGO dead periods. But that's it, guys. I hope one of these 5 things to do will help you get through your next crucial time in an FGO dead week. Let me know which one is helping you out the most in the comments down below, and again, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for that sweet daily FGO content. Also, don't forget to peep those links down in the description down below. We got my Twitch down there where I stream every weekday, except not actually right now because I'm on vacation. But hey, ZTL fam, you know the grind never stops. Even on vacation, I'm still gonna be out here daily uploading. Also, if you want to be a part of a really sick community, my Discord's also linked down in the description down below. We've got Fate, we've got Arknights, we've got Yu-Gi-Oh! For Christ's sake. We got so much going on there, it'll make your head spin. But now that we've hit 8 minutes in the video, I guess it's time for me to go ahead and leave. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace late, guys. Oh yeah, and 5 hit extra attack.